everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to those of you guys who are out there celebrating. The biggest thing I hear a lot from people is that they want to make chocolate, but they don't want to go through all the rigmarole of making their own chocolate, which means getting the cacao butter out, melting it, adding the cacao powder, adding the sweetener, doing all the stuff it takes to make your own chocolate, which can be really awesome if you have the time and if you have the energy for it. But I just started doing this recently because a lot of times I just don't have enough time to make my own chocolate in the kitchen. So what I'm going to do today is show you guys this really fun, easy trick. It's like a secret trick. So this is, if you haven't heard of Lily's, this brand is a stevia sweetened chocolate. They use erythritol and stevia, so it's really low glycemic, and it's made out of organic chocolate. So you can just buy this either like on Thrive Market, online. I just went to Natural Grocers and picked up a bag today. It's about $6 for a bag. So you can make a whole bunch of chocolates for about $6, which is so much cheaper than buying them. And the problem with buying them is, especially on days like Valentine's Day, you're going to get a lot of white sugar in there, no matter how hard you try. Like, okay, I hit all the buttons. I got organic, I got fair trade, you know, it's dark chocolate, so there's no milk in it. But then you read the ingredients, and one of the first ingredients on there is usually white sugar. There's not a lot of companies out there doing things that don't have white sugar in them, and believe me, I've been out there, I've read it. So when I found these Lily's chocolates, they actually make bars too. I thought, wow, this is great. But what if I want to make my own truffles, or I want to make my own brittle, or I want to make my own bark? How do I go about doing that? I can just melt this down. So what I did, I'm going to show you guys the trick on how to do it, and I've got my little molds here that you guys are going to see in a minute. But I just took this whole bag of Lily's chocolate chips, and I put it into a silver bowl. And then this is just a little sauce pot that I filled with some water. You can see it's still kind of steaming. You want the sauce pot to be smaller than the bowl you're putting on top. Because if I'm putting a small bowl inside and it bubbles over and there gets water or steam in there, my chocolate's going to seize up. So for those of you guys who have taken chocolate courses from me, or you know about making chocolate, you know that chocolate will seize up, which means it won't be silky smooth chocolate anymore. It'll be like this hard, kind of more like a fudgy consistency, and it won't be silky smooth if you get water in it. So the best way to avoid doing that is putting a larger metal bowl or glass bowl on top of a smaller pot. And then I just put it on the lowest setting on my stove, and it took a good 20 minutes to get it melted, because I don't want to boil the water, because then the chocolate gets hot too fast and it distempers it. How do you know if something's distempered? Is it starts to look white and it blooms when you set it up, and you want this to be that silky smooth chocolate. So by doing it at a low temperature setting, you're going to keep the tempering of the chocolate. And even though it looks like chips at the moment, if I stir it like this, see how it just starts to cream up? And it's so beautiful and silky smooth. So this is a dark chocolate, doesn't have any white sugar in it, and it's just sweetened with stevia and a little a little erythritol. You can add whatever you want now that you've got the chocolate melted. So you can make this into, today, I'm going to show you guys how to make some little hearts. And I just got these little rubber heart molds on Amazon. And then you can also get these clear looking ones, which are a little more expensive, but the hearts come out a lot shinier. So if you want that really glossy shine, these ones are going to be your best bet. So we're going to take this chocolate now and we're going to nutrify it. We're going to put all the good nutritious ingredients in it. I see that Rita Marie's on here. Hi, we were talking earlier about that I told her I was going to do this video, and we were talking about how to put nutrients into your chocolate. And we kind of agreed on all the same stuff, putting medicinal mushrooms in, putting things like maca powder in there. You could put, your favorite superfood, whatever it is, spirulina, green powder. I wouldn't put too much in, though, if you want to serve this to other people, especially green powder, because some people might get thrown off by that. But one thing I found works really well, and you guys have seen me talk about this before, is longevity in a bottle. And this has so many amazing medicinal mushrooms in it and superfoods in it, and Chinese herbs. So it's like, if you're not sure which one to use, this is a good overall blend. And you really don't need much. So this bag is about 9 ounces of chocolate. So that'll make about 9 1-ounce chocolate bars, or probably a whole tray of chocolate hearts, all for $6. So I'm going to put in one, just like kind of teaspoony. These spoons are nice. I got these in Thailand. Long spoon that you can scoop a little teaspoon on, like that, like a heaping teaspoon. And then I'm just going to put that right into the bowl. And I might want to add some maca too. You know, maca is the love superfood. So since today is Valentine's Day, if you're planning on having sexy time later, you might want to have some maca powder. And that, especially for women, is going to help increase your libido. Of course, it'll increase it in men, so maybe you don't want to give it to the men. You want to keep it for us women. But anyway, like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon is a serving generally, so you could do up to a tablespoon of maca. And maca is going to give it that malty flavor that we love. And since this chocolate came, it's just a dark chocolate, it came with no flavoring whatsoever in it, I'm going to add what I like in my chocolate to make it taste extra special. I'm just going to grab it. Be right back. I'm going to add vanilla. So you guys know about my medicine flower vanilla flavor. That's going to add like maybe 6 drops to it. Add some vanilla-y flavor. And then I always like to add a little pinch of sea salt. And this says Himalayan, but it's actually Celtic salt. Celtic salt actually has more electrolytes in it than Himalayan. So just a nice big pinch or two. If you like it real salty, you can add extra. So far it's just a big teaspoon of longevity and a teaspoon of maca in there. And then I'm just going to mix it up. I'm sitting down today because it's easier for me to see you guys and to be able to get close enough to the camera. Hi, Jeanette. Happy Valentine's Day. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Jeanette said is there twice. Hi, everybody. Let's see. So I'm mixing this up, and it's still quite warm from being over the stove. But what you don't want to do is get it so hot. Like I've seen some people microwave their chocolate, and I don't recommend that because it's going to kill all the nutrients in there. But you want to get it warm enough that it's liquidy, but not so liquidy that it's going to just be running everywhere because it just ends up making a big mess. So this is a good consistency. It's kind of silky smooth. The powder's made it a little thicker. So now I just get to decide what it is I want to put in there. And you could put in like dried cherries, which are really yummy. I've got some dried blueberries here that are apple juice sweetened. Hazelnuts. These actually have been roasted. We made a Nutritella the other day, which is on our nut butters course. And we made it from roasted hazelnuts. So that's, I mean, I usually do my stuff raw, but we were like, hey, let's roast it, give it that roasty flavor. So if you want to just toast the nuts in the oven at 250 for maybe like 10 minutes, it'll give it that toasty flavor. Or you could do, I bought this from Go Live. It's just sprouted and dehydrated pumpkin seeds with some salt on it. So you could do all that. You could mix it in the bowl, or you could go ahead and just put it right into the tray and then add like your little cherries or whatever you want in the middle. And I like to use this little chocolate funnel because it makes it a little easier to, but you don't have to use it. You can get it from Michael's for I think $8 or $10. It makes it a little easier to get it out of the, instead of pouring it from the bowl, which can be kind of messy. I'm going to put it in this funnel. Can you guys see what I'm doing there? So all of it's going into the funnel. And I wish I had a third hand right now. Because I can't really put this down. Well, I guess I could do that. Kind of balance it. Scrape it all in. Alright, so let's hope, now that I got it in there, that it doesn't get too warm. I mean, too cold, so I can actually get it to slide out through the funnel. Come on. Might have to use like a chopstick or something to get it to, a spoon to get it to push. Okay, so you can see that there. It's pushing out. The reason I use this is that I'm actually able to aim the chocolate where I want it to go. But it's a little thick. I probably could have warmed the chocolate up just a little bit more. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it out with a spoon. It's going to be messier, but it'll get the job done. All right, so you get the chocolate in there, and then you just want to add whatever. Actually, let me do a couple of these. I'm making a mess here, people. Okay, so I'm going to just use my fingers and my spoon and scoop it in there. So you don't want to fill it all the way full, maybe about 3/4 of the way full. And that way it leaves you room to add your cherry or your almonds or whatever other ingredient you want to add into the center of it. If you're going to use nuts in there, don't just use plain raw nuts. You want to use nuts that have been soaked and dehydrated because they're going to be crunchier that way. Or you could add macadamia nuts, which you guys have seen me use if you've been on my other Facebook Lives. This is kind of sticky and messy. I'm going to get another tool out just to kind of make it easier. It's getting sticky there. So we'll just do 6 because I might get this chocolate a little warmer. So then I can just take out these cherries. I think cherries would be good in there. And then just pop them right into the center of the heart with your finger. So I'll do 3 cherries and 3 hazelnuts. Like so. And then what I'll do is after these set up, maybe in an hour, I'll come back on live and just show you guys how they popped out. And I'll go ahead and finish filling all these hearts up. But you kind of get the idea. This is how to make your own chocolate hearts really quick and easy with a bag of chocolate chips. And for those of you guys who just tuned in, it was the chocolate chips that were from Lily's that were stevia sweetened. So you're not going to pump yourself up with sugar today. So this could be for you, this could be for someone you love. But I always feel like if you are single on Valentine's Day, why not make yourself something that you're really going to love that's going to just make you feel happy? So I'm doing that. Let's see, I'm just going to grab something sharp. Anything with a sharp edge like this is going to be great. And you can just scrape it, and then it comes off nice and even. So then I can just use those to put into another thing. So I'm going to pop those in the fridge. I'm going to fill them all up, and then I'm going to pop them in the fridge, and then I'll come back in like an hour and show you guys how to pop it out and what it looks like. So I'm just filling with cranberries and hazelnuts, and if I come up with another concoction, I'll let you guys know when I come back. All right, see you soon. Bye, guys.